But I think it's quite important to put into context as to the department that he inherited. I mean, the minister was telling us about how the DDGs in the department had not been assessed, their yearly assessments, in over 11 years, Shahana. Even telling us about the fact that, and even telling Scopa as well, about the irregular expenditure bill, which we now know sits at about 8 billion rand. And of course, this is under Nomvula Mokonyane's watch. We also know that the department, or rather the Auditor General, has really just put the finger of blame to inflated invoices, saying that the procurement process in that department has really been left wanting. But basic to say that the department has been drowning in debt. So now the department has announced today that they're going to be roping in external structures that are going to be taking care of these multi-billion rand projects, one of them being the Guyana project. We know, Shahan, that in that project, over 3 billion rand was spent, but yet there was no drop in that part of the country. Let's take a listen to what the minister had to say in this regard.
Of us in government, we are to blame. I'm not going to say this or that person, because I was part of government for the last 10 years now. So I'm part of it. That's why when I got in here, I just focus on how do we get ourselves out of it. Remember, we just finished a year here. And I didn't really spend time thinking who is that, but those we found out in terms of the actions that we were taking to turn things around. Immediately we acted on that. That's why we have got 3 officials, unfortunately, from finance, all of them. From the CFO and 2 other senior officials there. Once we took action, they jumped ship. But I can't mention their names or whatever, but because the matter is now sub judice. All right? It's in court. So we've acted, and we continue to act.
Now, Lirandzu, there are many questions, but mostly, who is to be blamed for this financial mess?
Well, the minister just heard saying that it is everyone in government, saying that he's been in government for the past 10 years. But he was really just asked about his predecessor, Nomvula Mokonyane, and of course saying that that is a political question, saying that he's also looking forward to what the SIU is going to uncover. Also telling us now that 3 officials in the finance department have since been implicated in wrongdoing there. But I think, Shahan, is quite important to note that this minister is trying very hard to make sure that all the leakages are really stopped in that department, saying that blind contracting has been the cause of all the financial woes in that department. Let's take a listen to what he says in that regard.
Blind contracting. It's very costly. Guyana is one example. When I visited Guyana on the 12th of May, which is one of the areas I visited first, I went to Glen William on the 5th, on the 12th I went to Guyana. The people of Guyana said to me, 3.5 billion rands has been spent on this project, but not a drop of water.